Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Stay. This is Coloring Bliss. I have Steve, my husband and business partner, here with me today.
Hi everybody.
And I've got Rose back there sleeping on her pillow. And we are here to do the promised deep dive into the Derwent ChromaFlow color pencils. Now, I have two questions that I want to answer today with you. The first is, are the Derwent ChromaFlow pencils for you? Should you purchase them? That kind of question. And then the second question I have is, how do they stack up against their big competitor Prismacolor Premier? We did a video back in May 2022 where we did a head-to-head battle between Prismacolor and Derwent ChromaFlow. But things have changed. A lot of things have changed. And so I want to see how they do now when we do the scoring and the ranking and we talk about the two sets of pencils. How will they come out? Because last time Prismacolor beat Derwent ChromaFlow hands down. No sweat.
Yeah.
So will they sweat this time? So the first thing we're going to do before we unbox our beautiful package of 150 color pencils from Derwent is we need to do some free coloring pages for all of you. It's the holiday season right now, and I also want to do a giveaway to celebrate the holiday season. So let's start by talking about the giveaway. Because I'm really excited about the giveaway. This is what we're giving away. The full set of Derwent ChromaFlow pencils. This is my tin here. Yours is sitting right over there waiting to be shipped to you. All you need to do is follow the link in the video description and get your entries in. It's on our website. There's lots of different ways to enter. I'm so excited. We're also including this, our beautiful Tritone book. This will get your 150 pencils into the Coloring Bliss beautiful order. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. And it gives you some beautiful blending pairs and color schemes and basically gets you going so that you can have some beautiful coloring experiences with your pencils. So this giveaway started December 5th, 2024 and will end December 25th. 2024. Now that's Christmas Day, so we'll actually announce the winner on December 26th via email. Steve does that. Everyone can enter, no matter where you are on the earth. You're allowed to enter this giveaway. And I just want to make sure that no one gets scammed. We haven't had scammers in the comments yet, but if they do come, this is what you need to know right here. And basically, we never ask for money from you for a giveaway. Not for shipping, not for the products, nothing. So if someone asks you for money, that's a scam. Run away. We want to just have fun with our giveaway, so please be careful and have fun getting your entries in. Now the next thing I want to do is give you some free resources for your Derwent ChromaFlows. Maybe you already own them. So I have here some free stuff I want to give you guys. Let's start with the ChromaFlow resources. This is a full page here with all 150 swatches on one page, all in the Coloring Bliss order. So Steve and I took all of the swatches from the Derwent ChromaFlow pencils that you're going to see me making today, and we put them into an order. You can see them on the wall there. It's such a beautiful, I love that. I want to take it to the store and get it laminated so I can keep it up on my wall. It's so pretty. So this chart here will get your colors into that beautiful order. Now, if you're like me and you like bigger swatches that include the color names, we also have that. This is, I think, a 5-page download here that will give you a little bit of a bigger swatch and every color name and number underneath each swatch. So for me, this is the way I prefer to have my swatches, but actually I like them both ways because this is a really quick reference that you can keep with the pencils, and then this is your deep dive into all the colors where you can really choose what you want to use next on your art projects. So those two free resources are available for you. Follow the links. And then we have these, because it's the holidays, we wanted to give a special gift to everyone, 10 free coloring pages. Steve put this together. Steve, it's one download, right?
Right.
And you get all 10. And there are all kinds of different things here, not just for Christmas, but we've got for winter, we've got all kinds of stuff. Let me just bring it up close and you can see all the little thumbnails of the fun art. Yeah, that's an Advent that you can color right there. We've got stuff that are a little more religious and a little more just fun. It's just a really fun download. So thank you, Steve, for putting that together.
You're welcome.
Now we also at Coloring Bliss have an awesome, huge premium library where we have, I think it's 950.
Yeah,
we're getting so
least,
close to 1,000 different coloring pages and resources that you can access for only $5 a month. A perfect Christmas present to give to yourself would be a membership to that level. It's just $5 and you're going to have hundreds of resources and coloring pages, including some new art. We're putting new art into this library every week this month because of the fun holidays. Look at this fun one. All the fun details, the brickwork, the fun moon. We've got Santa and the reindeer. This is just a really charming little coloring page. So that one is going into the premium library. And then this is the same artist, and she drew this one with some ice skating couple here. And look at all the fun details that you get to color on this page as well. I love her style. I love the thicker lines. It makes it easier for me to see the lines. Even if I'm having double vision days, I can still see her lines. Now this is another artist that we employ here at Coloring Bliss. Look at how delicate and pretty that is. I think this might be one of my favorites that she did this for this season. Oh, yeah? It's so pretty. I love the different poinsettia, or do you say poinsettia? I don't know which way to say it, or is it mistletoe? Is it mistletoe? I think it might be mistletoe. Anyway, comment below, what do you think these are up here? Mistletoe or poinsettias? It says Merry Christmas, and then we've got a fun winter one with lots of snowflakes to color. This would be so fun to add glitter and bling to it. Yeah. That one would be really fun to add a lot of fun to it. So, okay, that gets you caught up on our giveaway and all of our options that you can come for free resources and for paid resources. There's so much at our website. I highly recommend you come and check it out and see all the things we offer there. Now, let's get into Derwent ChromaFlow and do some unboxing. Derwent ChromaFlow softcore color pencils are highly pigmented for striking vibrancy that even stands out on dark paper. The creamy core can deliver a smooth, rapid laydown that can handle pressure and resist breakage. Now the first thing I do with any new set of color pencils is swatch them, and I had to write down every name and number by hand. So remember, the downloads that we have available for you for free swatching will already have that work done. All you have to do is color them in. So for my swatches, I am handwriting everything and looking at the beautiful colors, trying to get an idea of how well the colors lay down, how well when I lean in and do heavy burnishing pressure, do they break or do they do well? There's a lot of questions and a lot of things that I learn as I am swatching, so it's a really important process for me. Okay, swatching these pencils was very enlightening. I really enjoyed seeing all 150 colors. For instance, I discovered there are 4 metallics in the set. I also discovered that I think the pencils are laying down a little creamier than they did in 2022, which I'm excited about because I love a nice waxy creamy pencil when I'm coloring. That helps me get vibrant colors really easily. So I was really inspired by these pencils. So let's talk about how the bodies of the pencils have changed in the last 2 years, if at all, if they have changed. Let's take a peek here in my case. This case, I have all my Derwent ChromaFlow pencils in one place now. I talked a little bit about this case in our last video and that I don't like this case. And again, I'm going to put a link in this video to another case that I recently purchased that I am liking better than this case. So if you are looking for a case for your Derwent ChromaFlow, hopefully that will help you out. But back here in the back of the case, I have all 24 pencils in order 01, 02, 03, all the way through to 24 here, so that I can always have them to compare. So let's go ahead and grab the white from 2022 and the white from 2024, and see if the pencils have changed much. So I'm going to bring them up to camera so you can see. So the one on the top is the white from 2024. And the way you can tell right off is the numbering system. So they went from a 2-digit numbering system, because all they were offering previously were 72 colors, to a 4-digit numbering system. So white went from number 24 to 2400. So they just added 2 zeros at the end of each of the previous set. So that's how you know if you have some older pencils and you're going to move into the newer system. That's how you'll know what you've got in your hand and what the numbering means. Okay, the other thing that is different is now it says it's made in England, and it used to say it was made in Britain. It doesn't really mean much to me, but I thought that was interesting. But the pencils themselves, when you look at them, they haven't changed. They're the same width. They have the same marking. I think the font is slightly bigger. What do you think? I'll hold it. The top one is the new pencil. Bottom one is the old pencil. I think it's slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Which I love. Bigger is better when it comes to the print on a pencil. And it is like a bronzy, shiny print, which I don't like shiny print on pencil, but it's not too bad. I will say, though, that some of them got, when they impressed the names and numbers onto them, it pushed so hard into the wood that it sort of crunched it. I don't know how to explain.
Oh, really?
And so ever so often you run into a pencil where the writing is a little blurry because they punched it too hard or something. That's my guess. I'm not a pencil manufacturer, but that's what I'm guessing happened to the pencils. So yeah, so the bodies of the pencils have almost not changed. We've got a new numbering system, and we're made in England now instead of being made in Britain. So that's the differences in the new pencils. All right, the next question I had is about the colors. Have they changed? Did they change their color formulas? Is the number 01 yellow still the same as number 001 yellow? So if you do have the older pencils, do you need to start all fresh, or can you just start from where your collection was 2 years ago? So what I did was I took all 24 pencils and I swatched them. So on the left column we've got the 2022 pencils. Remember the older numbering system, and here's the newer numbering system with the 2024 pencils. 2022, 2024. So I'm going to let Steve, my really good color eye guy, look at these pencils and tell me if there is a difference. I do see a little bloom happening right here. You can see it here too. I don't know if you've ever seen blooming before. What happens, I think there's different ideas on what wax bloom is. But from what I have read, especially on Prismacolor's website, is that it's an oxidation happening to the wax, and the wax sort of floats to the top of what you colored and leaves sort of a waxy film behind.
Right.
And it can be handled by just wiping it away. It's that thin and that, you know, but there you can see a little of the wax blooming has happened on 1900 versus 19. It looks a little almost gray, cloudy kind of look.
I thought it was a different color.
Right, so now if I wipe it, look, it's gone. So, and it's not on my finger, it's just wax that comes to the surface.
Interesting.
So that's wax bloom. I didn't expect to give you that. I see it over on
number 6 too.
Oh, on number 6. Oh, yeah. And I think 6 is a different color.
Cool.
So what do you think, Steve? You are my color man. I'll wipe that away. It's interesting that the wax bloom is happening on the new pencils, not the old pencils. Well,
maybe that's why they're a little more creamy.
That's true.
They probably changed the ratio.
This is making me think even more that I'm right, that it's a little bit of a different formula. I don't know. I wish I could talk to Derwent and find out. Am I just
Yeah, the colors
imagining
are
things?
a little different on a few of them.
What do you guys think? Do you think they're the same?
To me, 3 looks different, 5 looks different, 6 looks different,
6 is definitely different.
9 looks different.
It's not a huge...
1900 is a little bit, but I don't know if it's the wax bloom now or what. You know, it also
Yeah.
looks like, what it looks like to me, like, look at 2000 below it. That also looks different. It looks a little darker to me.
Yeah.
But it also could have to do with the new, if it is a new formula and it's laying down more pigment.
Right?
It
More
could be
solid, which is, it looks that way on almost
Yeah.
every one. I'm getting a more solid lay down
like
when
it's
I'm doing
more
burnishing
saturated
pressure.
or something.
Yeah.
And I think that it comes out a little darker when it's like that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think if you were to look at them here, you would say they're all the same. I
Yeah,
think you have
close
to, again, we're being nitpicky so that you have all the details. And I think it has changed a little bit. I think the formula has changed. And I think the colors are slightly different, which makes sense. When you change the formula, the colors are going to come out a little differently. So again, I wish I could talk to Derwent and have them...
Find out for sure.
Yeah, am I just imagining it, or are we really seeing a difference in the new formula for 2024? All right, one thing needs to be commented on, and that is that Derwent needs to update their website. They've had 150 colors out for quite a while, and they haven't updated it. It still says just 72 is the biggest set. So there's nothing really new there. Like, I was hoping for color charts and all that kind of stuff. I was hoping for, they used to have a PDF that you could download that would explain all the different lines of color pencils that they had and who they thought was specifically targeted for each set of color pencils and how many colors were available. All that good stuff. Derwent used to have that on their site, and they don't. So if Derwent, are you listening? I would ask you to get your website updated so that people like us can come and get some more fresh and new information from you. But one thing that they did have, and I'm going to put a link to this little resource that they have on their website that I thought was really good. It's their top 10 tips for using ChromaFlow pencils. So I'll show it to you. I printed it off, and my poor printer, look how bad it did. But it's good enough for this. So here we have 10 tips like ChromaFlow wax base, works best on smooth paper, they say. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, lots of interesting things. Using shiny cardstock or lower quality crafting papers. The surface, ChromaFlow works best when used sharp, which I totally agree with that. Like, some pencils you can get away with a duller pencil for a while, like Polychromos, even Prismacolor, you can color with a duller pencil and be okay. No, ChromaFlows, they want to be sharp. They lay down beautiful when they're nice and sharp. So have a good sharpener handy. I use my X-Acto School Pro electric sharpener almost exclusively now, unless I have a really off-centered pencil or a very, very expensive pencil that I am treating like a baby. Those pencils I use my Coom hand sharpener for, but my X-Acto School Pro has been awesome. In fact, I'll have Steve put a link to that pencil sharpener in case you are searching for a good sharpener. So they talk about using it sharp again, and it's talking about wax bloom here. Anyway, this is a really good resource. I'll just put this up so you can see. They even talk about which erasers are best to use with the pencils. This is a great resource if you are collecting the ChromaFlow pencils and want some tips and tricks from Derwent to help you get the most out of your pencils. All right, so let's talk some quick facts, some things that have changed and maybe are still the same. First off, we have 150 colors now instead of just 72. So we are a beautiful set. I love the colors that they have. I'll talk you about one thing I didn't like about the colors here in just a minute. Now they have a 3.5 millimeter core, and it's a soft core, so it's not as big of a core as the Prismacolor pencil, which is a 3.8, but it's still doing decent size on that core. Not all colors are available open stock. This is a big deal. If you like pencil sets where you can purchase the full set, and then as you use up a single pencil, you can go to a place like dickblick.com and order a single color rather than having to buy the whole set again to replenish your colors. Open stock is what we're talking about. So Prismacolor pencils are open stock, Polychromos, there's a lot of different brands that are open stock. And previously, in 2022, they were not open stock, but now they are. But they only have 100 colors available. And I personally went and I counted.
Oh, really?
This is on dickblick.com, and I counted to see, because I'd heard a rumor that not all pencils in the ChromaFlow set were available open stock, and it's true. So there's 50 out there that we can't get yet. Again, I wish I could talk to Derwent. If Derwent does watch this, comment below for us, Derwent. Do you plan on having all 150 available open stock? We'd like it that way. We want even more colors.
I would think they would.
I would think so too. I'm wondering if they pushed those 100 out as fast as possible and they're having trouble getting the other 50, something like that. There's still no Lightfast information. Now, this may or may not be important to you. Lightfast means that some testing has been done on the pencils to make sure that when they are exposed to light, they don't fade too quickly, or if they do fade, will it be in 100 years or will it be in 2 years? That's what Lightfast testing is, and there is still no Lightfast information available on the ChromaFlow pencils. Again, this is something that I would like to know. It helps me understand the quality of a certain set of pencils. So, Derwent, if you're listening, we would love Lightfast information. Okay, now there is a new number system. We already talked about that. They went from just a double-digit number system to a 4-digit number system. But if you did collect the previous sets, you should be able to integrate them into the new numbering system without any problem. They were very thoughtful about that. They do have a numbering order. So when you get your pencils, they are in the package numerically ordered, and that gets you halfway, I would say, to a really good order for picking colors. And if you want help getting your pencils into the Coloring Bliss order, then again, we have those free downloads, and we have that book that you can order. We have lots of resources to help you get your pencils into a beautiful order, and that's according to the artist color wheel. All the browns are up in where they belong, so if it's a brown that leans orange, it's in with the oranges, that kind of thing. Okay, like I said before, there are 4 metallic pencils included, and the one thing I didn't like about the color system, actually there's 2 things I don't like about their colors. First is their grays are not in a logical gray order. When you purchase like Polychromos or when you purchase Prismacolors, they have their grays numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4, so you know 1 is the lightest, 2 gets darker, 3 gets darker, like that. They have them in an order that is logical, and for this set they're just sort of everywhere. The grays are, they were mixed in some, and it was hard to get them into an order. I love my grays all in order. So that's one thing I didn't like about their system, and it's still a problem. The other thing is we felt like that they were very heavy in tertiary colors. What that means is a tertiary color is a secondary color plus a primary color. So you have primary colors, red, yellow, blue, secondary colors, green, orange, and violet, and then you get into the tertiary colors, which are usually 2 names like red, violet, blue, violet, yellow, green, like that. We feel like this set is really heavy in tertiary colors. Now, don't get me wrong, I love, tertiaries are my favorite colors, so I'm kind of happy about it. But when it came to choosing our light, mediums, and darks for every color on the color wheel, it was hard. On those primary colors, the yellow, the red, the blue. Some of them we felt like there just wasn't very many options, and we were kind of just stuck with whatever colors that were there, and we didn't have like, when we did red violet, we had like a dozen things to choose from. It was, as you can see, there's a ton of red violet back there. So again, they're a little heavy on the tertiary, but I'm okay with that. So again, we're being very nitpicky here. All right, now we've come to a really exciting part of this video. I'm going to bring out the results from our last head-to-head battle between Prismacolor and the Derwent ChromaFlow. And we're going to revisit how they look on the page and rescore and see, you know, with all the things. We've got more colors, we've got open stock, there's a lot of changes. Can ChromaFlow compete now with Prismacolor? That's what we're going to find out. So let's bring that chart out. All right, Steve and I were just having a discussion whether I need to redo the whole test or can I use the previous results. I think we can use the previous results and don't need to do all that work again. And I'll tell you why. Okay, let me show you last year's, or 2022's results. So here it is. This is the Prismacolor side. This is the Derwent ChromaFlow side. I know the problems we had with ChromaFlow, and I know that they have changed. Because of all the swatching that we've done, I think I have a good enough feel for it. So I feel confident. Steve's like, I think you need to redo it. But I think I feel confident enough here. So if we look over here, the test and the subjective scores down here may have changed a little bit. So I'm going to revisit these. And then up here, this is like general information and availability. These we can easily rescore here. We don't need to do the test. So let's start up at top. Availability in my area. Back in 2022, they were not very available. I couldn't get them. They were always out of stock. And
even when we bought this set, which we did a few months ago, it was hard to get, but now I don't think it is. No, nothing is hard. So I'm going to say Prismacolor is still more available to me here in the United States. I can get them at Walmart here in the United States. But I feel like that ChromaFlow has come a long way, so I'm going to go ahead and give them a new X because I think I can get them at several Amazon. I can get at Dick Blick. I can get at Jerry's Artrama. I can get them in a lot of places. So I'm going to give them an X for that. Best price in your area. This has changed too, you guys. I have found them for this full 150 set for as low as $137 for the set. Right now they're $150 for the set, so that's like $1 a pencil. Prismacolor is close in that range. They're more down in the 130s, but again, they are right up there together in the same price range. I would call them the same price range now, at least for me in the United States as of December 2024. I would call them pretty equal in price. So I'm going to give an X back to Derwent. Okay. Best quality packaging. Back in the day, 2022, the tin didn't close properly, and that I just wasn't very impressed with the packaging because of the tin not snapping shut. That new beautiful tin, the big one, it snaps shut really good. I don't have any concerns about the packaging, so I'm going to give the ChromaFlow an X for good packaging. Open stock availability. Again, we were at a no in 2022, and now we're at a yes. Now, not all of them are available, so do I give them half an X? I'll give it a half an X for that because they're on their way to a full X, but not quite there yet. Okay, pencil appearance and info. Last time ChromaFlow won. I still think that it's a beautiful pencil as far as looks and everything. I think it is a better looking pencil than a Prismacolor pencil. Yeah, but you haven't tested them, so you don't know that for sure.
No, the look of the pencil. That means like the font and the black.
Oh, I see what you mean. Not the color, but the
the actual physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve's just ready to make me do this test again. He's like, no. Okay. Now, again, core size, Prismacolor wins because it's a bigger core. So I can't give them a new X there. Number of colors available, we went from just 72 to 150 over here now. 150. I'm going to put a couple exclamation points on that. I'm really happy about that. So they both get an X because they have equal number of colors. Light fast statistics, they still have none. So I can't give them an X there. Prismacolor does have light fast statistics, and like I've said before, remember Prismacolor has some pencils with extremely good light fast and others with terrible light fast, so it's all over the place. So if light fast is important to you, make sure you do your research. Okay, if we add up our X's here, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 now. 5.5 X's. So we went from 1 X, 1 point, to 5.5 points. That's really good. Okay, as far as the rest of it goes, this is why I think I can speak to this without doing it.
Yeah.
Let's go to where there's no X. Highest number of layers. You're right, I can't speak to that one because I didn't test the new pencils and we think it might be a new formula. All right, Steve, print me the testing page. I'll do it up real quick. I used the same numbered pencils, but from the new pack over here. So we still have yellow 01, but now it's yellow 0100. So that's how I picked my colors for the first part where we look at the swatches. And looking back at the Prismacolor swatches, again, before the test result says which color swatch do you prefer, I think they're both great. They're beautiful. So, and they haven't changed much. Like I said, I think there's a little formula change, but not much. So again, for the results on the test for number 1, they both got X's, and I agree. I'm going to just put a new X here for the 2024 test. Okay, which white is most opaque? Now this one has changed in color. What's happened is the black alcohol marker I used to fill in that square has probably leached some of its black color up into the white. So both of them aren't looking as white, but I know this how opaque this one is, and I would say this is looking about the same opacity as what Prismacolor white pencil would do. So again, they both get an X for being a really nice opaque white pencil. Now on the blacks, I think I don't like this black. It's looking very different. If I go over it again, let's give it a second shot here. Maybe I just didn't burnish it. The idea here is to burnish in the black really good, and maybe I was going too fast. See, because now it looks really good. So I just didn't burnish enough. And this does have some wax bloom on it from 2022, 2 years of sitting there and a little tiny bit of wax bloom. So again, wax bloom I think is going to be a problem on both sets of pencils, whether it's Prismacolor or ChromaFlow, because they're wax based, very waxy. Okay, visible on black. Still, they're looking beautiful. If anything, I think they're a little more vibrant now on black. Look at the blues and the reds.
But like you said, those are a couple years old. So.
Yeah, so some of the red the black from below could have leached up into these ones.
But regardless, the new ones are beautiful.
Yep, they look really good. So we'll give an X for a good black, and we'll give an X for being really good and visible on black, the colors. Now this is the layering. I was able to get up to 6 layers this time. Last time it said that there was no difference after layer 4. So I still think there's a formula change.
And it looks like Prismacolor was 6 also.
Yeah. So it gets an X now, where it didn't get an X before. So that's a new change there. Fewest crumbs created. Its average amount of crumbs, same as what Prismacolor creates. There are some crumbs here and there. Some colors are more crummy than other colors. So, yeah, crumb-wise,
they don't look very bad, though.
No, they're fine. They are pretty average crumb-wise. Pigment rubs off on hand. I checked, and when I did the test on here, a tiny bit came off, but not a lot, so I'm not bothered. I'm going to give it an X for being good for not transferring color onto your hands. Binders are least water soluble. Last time, Derwent ChromaFlow won for being very unwater soluble. So you colored into, I did a red as well just to see. And you can see when I used a brush, and I think I pulled it about 8 times across, there's almost no blue tint and almost no red tint right there. In person, you can see a tiny bit of red and blue, but not as much as what happened over here. So I still think that they get an X for being really good at not being water soluble. Jennifer's blending test. This is where you do lots of layers. I'm going to put a link to that blending system where if you have trouble blending color pencils, you need to learn Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. I'll just put it at that and put a link in the video description for you to go learn how to do beautiful blends like this. I think it's even more beautiful than last time's. It rivals Prismacolor. It's beautiful. It's definitely did a better job, so I'm going to give it an X. Sharpens easily to a point. This is different. With the 2022 pencils, I had problems with sharpening, and they were problematic. They were breaking. The wood was weird. The wood still isn't perfect for the ChromaFlow pencils, but I haven't had a single pencil sharpen incorrectly, and I've sharpened almost every pencil in the set at least once, if not more. Like I said before, remember the Derwent ChromaFlow like to be in a point, so this is really important that they have fixed whatever problem that was, and now they're sharpening to a beautiful point and very consistently. Holds a point without excess sharpening. I agree. It's doing really good. Easy on the hand. I'm going to give it an X because it was awesome. They're wonderful. So that's 11, right? Or 12. They got 12 for the new score. So if we add up, we've got 12 plus 5.5 is 17.5.
Wow.
Versus 18. You guys, that's a competitor. Now we're talking.
So, and that was just the open stock that really...
The open stock dinged it.
And the light fast.
And the light fast dinged it, which if you don't care about light fast, then that takes a point away from Prismacolor, and now we are ahead by a 0.5.
Yeah. Wow.
And if you don't care about open stock...
That really surprises me.
We actually have... like that's most of the time Prismacolor or whatever, we have one really clear winner, but this is probably the first time that I would say we've got a tie, that they are comparable to each other in so many ways. That's
really cool for people who are in the UK.
Yeah, because they have, if you live in the UK, then that changes the top of the scoring because you have it more available. It's probably cheaper than Prismacolor. Anyway, that's interesting. All right, final thoughts. Would I recommend, so we had our 2 questions. Are the Derwent ChromaFlow pencils for you? And how do they stack up against their big competitor Prismacolor? I think up against Prismacolor, we finally have a line of pencils that I can say competes with Prismacolor. I think these are beautiful. There's a few problems. They have a little bit of a smaller core, so we're working with less product in each pencil. I don't like the grays, the way they've organized their grays in here. I wish it was a more logical system for their grays. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would
Price,
make
they're a little bit more expensive.
For me, they are a little bit more expensive. And then the open stock issue, that's an issue where they only have 100, but maybe they're working on changing that. So I'm excited to say these guys right here, they really do compete with Prismacolor, except for those few little nitpicky options. So if you're looking for a pencil, you like the creaminess of Prismacolor, or maybe you've heard bad things about Prismacolor and you've been avoiding them and looking for a dupe for them, I would send you to the ChromaFlow pencils. That's pretty exciting. So yeah, are they for you? I kind of think they are amazing, and I would highly recommend you try them out. Remember, a good way to get into a new set to see if you even like them is to buy a small set first, a set of 12, or go to your local art store and buy 3 pencils, a light, medium, and dark of your favorite color, and take them home and play with them and try them and see if you love them. Then go in and invest in the big set. Don't just jump into the big set unless you're like me and you have full set syndrome and you kind of know you want them, and you might as well just get the full set when you start. But I did buy just a 24 set back in 2022 to get a feel for them. So I did take my own advice and start with a smaller set. But now in 2024, I can very confidently recommend these pencils. I think they would be a great addition to your set. And I think you need this book to go with it, though, so that you can get them in a good order, get those grays in a good order, have the color schemes that you can, I think there's like 250 different color schemes, 252.
Yeah.
That you can get in this book, so that you can pick good color schemes and really get the most out of your ChromaFlow pencils. Don't forget that this is our prize package. It is worth $185, and we're going to give it away on Christmas Day. Is your last day to get the entry in, and the winner will be announced on December 26, 2024. And if you're watching this video after our giveaway, don't miss out on our next one. We have a lot of really fun things planned for 2025. I think that's the first time I've said 2025. That is really exciting that that is coming. So make sure you're at least a free member over at Coloring Bliss, and subscribe to this channel, hit your notification bell, like this video so that I know that you like giveaways. And I hope you learned a lot about ChromaFlow. I am a little astounded.
I truly did not expect that.
No, and it makes me want to get them into a better case, because I don't like the case they're in, and it makes me want to start using ChromaFlow. Anytime I would reach for Prismacolor, maybe I'll make myself reach for ChromaFlow and see how I feel about them for a while. So I think they deserve a new case, and I think they deserve a place in your supplies as well. So that's pretty exciting. I'm excited about this. This is so great. Usually I'm just like Prismacolor, and now here we have something that's actually competing with Prismacolor. That's really cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Good luck on the giveaway. Don't forget to come and get your free downloads. There's links in the video description for everything we talked about. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the fun. Thanks for your help, Steve.
You're welcome.
And I hope you all have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye-bye, everyone. Rose is half asleep, so I'll say bye for her. Bye. Happy little girl. Bye-bye.